What is a forever world? It's a Minecraft world. You don't restart. You grow with it forever. Most people begin on day one. Others continue an existing world. But I'm doing something different. You see, this is my world. Over 500 in-game days spent here. I used to play every day until burnout hit. I stopped building. I stopped logging in. I stopped playing the game I've always loved. Now I'm coming back. Not to start over, but to fall in love with this world again. I'm Jure. You don't know who I am, but maybe that's the point. Maybe we'll get to know each other along the journey. Welcome to episode 1 of my Forever World series. Okay, so I'm going to introduce you to my world, just to get things started immediately. So first of all, this is basically where I spawned, like just around there. But I made a little cliff over here. I'm calling it Beacon Valley, which I plan to get like every possible beacon, every possible material, except for netherite. Because why the hell would I do that? Like, it's no different from me spawning it in and just saying, "Hey guys, I did this thing." So this is a little area for my tree farm, right? Where I basically have nearly every type of tree, and this is my starter area, where I have this little campsite and a bunch of villagers roaming around here. I'm actually like not the type to make trading halls, so I have this mod where basically started out while I was making this house over here, because it did take like quite a lot of materials. So this is basically where I started out. This is my first house in this entire world. So I got a little kitchen area over here. I'm not the most impressive when it comes to interior designs. I just like do what I need to do, or build what I have to. Enchanting area over here, which I still use to this day. I need to enchant something. And I got a bunch of roommates over here, which they all have their separate uses. This guy's for XP, because it's just a lot easier to XP farm when we can infinitely trade. Like, I wouldn't say this is like, no, this is kind of game breaking in like most vanilla player eyes, but it's like convenient for me, so that's really all that matters to me personally. So this is my old storage area before I moved on to kind of a cliff storage area, which I'll show you in the meantime. Something gonna happen. Up here is just an attic, which I haven't really found a use for. So Dre's wall of planning. Top priority medieval time nearby, I'll show you that later. It's not even finished, obviously. Get to the end and get stuff, destroy new village, that is crossed off. You know, I had a hardcore world before I started playing this world. It was actually like, it's like 600 days old right now. And it's not like I died or anything. I got really bored of it, because playing with the cautions of like trying not to die was just so boring to me. It's kind of overrated too. Like, I guess it gets you like content, but so I don't enjoy the game, so I'm not gonna play it. Yeah, so this is a storage room. I'm basically aiming to get like everything I possibly could need from a chest. It's not one of those like super mega ultra mega storage rooms. It's just what I feel is necessary. The trophy room over here. Dragon Egg's supposed to be over there, but I don't know why it's over there. Yeah, you got all these stuff separated into like 2 different aisles. This is the block aisle, or the building aisle, and this is the, I don't know, I guess you could say like tools, necessities. And this is like the main area where you get like all your typical stuff. So I don't have to like walk into either of these aisles every time. I say like what I actually need. I'm a very big fan of building custom trees. Because, you know, why not? And custom pathways too. That's like one of my main things when it comes to building worlds. And one of the main things that just make a world look good is having things like connected to each other. Alright, so if you go past this campsite over here, this is my animal pens. Directly connected. A direct wall to like kind of represent what type of animals are in there. So you can see you got sheep. And we got cows, which I don't really use that much. And we got this like trading house over here for like a villager refugee thing. I'm planning on making like a proper trading hall, to be honest, because like this is kind of a hassle compared to just having halls for each of these guys. And if you come with me over here, this is where this is like a house for animals, for pets that have like gathered. It's not obviously it's not done yet in terms of like the pet gathering. I only have cats. The dogs are out there. I also have this other mod where it's like, which I think is really cool, in my opinion. So this is my dog Rocky. He had a brother named Apollo, but he kind of died. So rest in peace to that guy. There's a cat. Here's a little watchtower. Not really used for it, obviously, just kind of there for design. But I built it over this iron farm. So I'm gonna show you through FreeCam, which is there's a lot of mods here, but I keep it as vanilla friendly as possible, while also like having convenience to my very preference. So this is the iron farm. I've gathered a lot of iron, of course. And come over here. This is the most recent build I made on this starter region. It's supposed to be a like armor smith, weaponsmith, something like that, but I just abandoned that. So it's just here for like extra design. So like make the region feel as full as possible. So yeah, that's everything about my starter region. And now on to the next regions, which I'm currently working on to try and like get back into the game, because this starter region doesn't really have anything that I'd want to work on thus far. Once you follow this path over here, it leads you to this wheat field over here that I've been working on for like probably a quarter of the time that I've been on this like world, maybe 1/8, something like that. But yeah, as you can see, I'm very passionate about random wheat field. And there's a windmill over here. Yeah. If I haven't mentioned already, this is actually the first world where I've focused entirely on building instead of like just making farms, staying AFK in farms, calling those in-game days. Because like 98% of the, maybe like 90% of the days I spent playing on this is just building. Literally, just building. I wouldn't say like I'm the most dedicated Minecraft player. Like you see other worlds that are like around the same in-game days as this, and like they're usually a lot bigger. But me personally, I like taking my time. Like I only got the elytra on day 300, I'm pretty sure. Or day like 350. Just because I wanted to, you know, save the end for a special moment instead of just rushing. I know other people are like, well, I want to get the perfect starts. I'm gonna get the end as fast as possible. Like I know those guys, there are guys like that who like actually play the game long term. But I'm not like that, okay? If I get the end like early, then I'm like not really, I lose all interest in the game. when I get everything maxed out, and then I just have nothing built. There's nothing like cool built enough. So that's enough yapping for now. Let me lead you through this pass. Here's the village that I'm working on. It's really not that much. There's like 4 houses in total. Clearly still a tower over here. And this is what I'm gonna be working on over here. This schematic over here. Of course I didn't like just paste the schematic from online or whatever. Like I built this for my creative world. Okay, I can prove that to you if you really want me to, but I'm not, because it's not really that it's not really that insane that I'd have to like copy it. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be working on for the remainder of this video after I've kind of taken you on a tour. So yeah, let's get to building! Alright, so I finished all that I've needed to finish for this house for now. There will be like some changes in the future, but you know, they'll come for another video. So yeah, this is, as I've said before, this is episode 1. So, and yeah, you can notice that I've kind of got a new look on. What I'm planning to do for this video is, I don't really know, to be honest. I'm just gonna see, maybe try to wander around, see what I want to do. Oh yeah, definitely get some terraforming done. So I think I'm gonna do that first. I've already like kind of flattened out this area. The last time you saw this was like kind of like a weird cliff and on the sunset. If you're wondering why I picked this spot, I'll show you just in a bit. If you come up with me here. So here you can see the moon rise, and here you can see the sunset. Like, isn't that just so cool? I got a bedroom over here. I aim to make this like as cozy as possible, and also like, you know, kind of like an at-home feel. Kind of a bed over here. There's an aquarium which I'm planning to get a fish, like one of those rare tropical fishes. Not an axolotl because it's too small, but yeah, that's gonna be for another episode. So let's go. I'm gonna do something small because I've already spent like half of this entire video just showing you the world as it was. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna keep it short. I'll just yeah, I guess I'll just do some terraforming. But I think I'm just gonna chill for like the rest of the video because this is my first ever YouTube video so far. And I'm definitely gonna do more, you know, just for fun, just for the love of the game, and also because yeah, I just wanna, you know, I've always loved this world. I've always loved kind of playing Minecraft, doing things that I've always wanted to do, that I've seen other people do, like. You see those like other forever worlds and you think, wow, that's like amazing, man. I wish my world looked like that. So yeah, I started playing survival for the first time like last summer, and you know, it was my first time actually learning how to build, so it's not really like as impressive as this world is, but it's definitely like nostalgic. Well, originally it was a world with one of my friends, or I guess past friends, and I wanted it to be like just the two of us, right? But we also wouldn't really like, you know, live together or whatever, which I kind of find a little sad, because the point of playing multiplayer is to like, you know, play with people and kind of feel like you're there with people, and I never really got that whenever it came to like playing Minecraft with my friends. I've actually had a long history of playing playing SMPs with with school friends, and we'd play on these servers, you know, but the thing is, like, I was doing all the work. Like, I was the only one who really cared about the game. I was the only one like building stuff, while they were kind of just messing around. They'd get on like whenever they had like absolutely nothing else to do. Like, I'd be doing as much as I can to try and convince them to keep playing with me. Like, we had this Discord server where I owned the server, and we had other friends, right, who didn't really want to play Minecraft at all. So I tried to do this thing where, like, people who were a part of the SMP, I would give them like special roles, special permissions, only because they were an SMP member. Try to like convince the other guys to, you know, play the server more. And that obviously didn't work. They just didn't give a shit who had power, who didn't. Which, for good reasons, right? Like, that doesn't really matter. But like, you can tell that I was kind of desperate to, you know, kind of have this sense of companionship playing my all-time favorite game. My all-time childhood favorite game. So yeah, that server actually died like 2 months later, which I think is actually pretty impressive, to be honest, because you see all this talk about 2-week Minecraft phases, but how often do you get like 1 month Minecraft phases, or better yet, 2-month Minecraft phases? Like, that's actually incredible. And during the time I made that during the time that I made that SMP, I was a huge fan of the Dream SMP, and so were my friends. So we kind of do this thing where we'd roleplay a lot. I was basically like Schlatt and Dream at the same time. Like, I kind of played that type of character, and those guys were Lamanberg. It was a one against like 4 people. So I don't know how I had any control of that when it was just me. So yeah, we did this thing, and then eventually I got like hunted down, combat logged. At the end of the day, we all had fun. It was the middle of the pandemic, of course, because that's when the Dream SMP peaked. And we honestly just had nothing else to do, nothing better to do with our lives. Yeah, unfortunately that server died because for some reason they had beef with me. I don't even really remember. But yeah. So they basically left the server and they griefed it. They griefed like the things that I built. Which I found pretty heartbreaking because, you know, how could you? Of course we made up. Of course it wasn't that big of a deal since it was just Minecraft. It was just a server that wasn't gonna last either way, and obviously had backups. So I didn't really take it to heart. Like no one would. No one in their right mind would. This created a sense of like longing for an SMP that I can truly cherish. So from there on out, I just kept making SMPs and asking my friends, or those friends, that, hey, do you want to join this SMP that I've currently made? Like just because I want to have fun. And I disguised it as, you know, just because why not? Because I wanted to hide the fact that what I really wanted was to spend time with those guys, or have, you know, as I've said before, companionship, playing the one game that I love most, and chasing this fantasy of like trying to. Why am I just replacing blocks if I'm destroying them? Anyways, yeah. So I was chasing this sort of fantasy where, you know, I was chasing the fantasy I've always had about the Dream SMP, because I like their dynamics. I like those guys, like, you know, how they played Minecraft different than like other people would. They genuinely enjoyed the game, and I wanted to be like that. So I chased this feeling over and over again for the next couple of years, with SMPs dying like 2 days in, 3 days in, not even a weekend, which is kind of sad. Because not even 2 weeks, you can't even have a 2-week phase with me. So yeah, I was pretty disheartened by that. Here you go, chicken. But like a million SMPs later, I decided that, you know, I can't convince these guys to play Minecraft with me, so I might as well just make kind of a single player world. Except I asked one of my friends, who I knew that he liked playing Minecraft almost as much as I did, and I really appreciated it. Let's just call him like C, I guess. So C, I invited this guy to play Minecraft with me because, you know, I was bored. I wanted to play Minecraft, but I didn't want to do it alone because, you know, I've sort of spent like a majority of my life kind of in solitude. Which, yeah. But yeah, so we play on this server, and, you know, I'm like, hey man, I'm actually gonna take my time, you know, trying to build stuff, rather than just rushing in, making farms and shit. So yeah, that's what I do. I build a lot of stuff, which I've never really built before. I just kind of wing it. Because by the time this server was made, I wasn't really that good of a builder, because I never spent like that type of time just focusing on how good my builds looked instead of like just building. So this is the first time that, you know, I focus on that. A lot of time goes by, yada yada, bunch of shit, and then here comes this one time in the worlds where my friend, he thinks he wants to like go to the end, but I've disabled it. Anyways, as I was saying, sorry, I had to cough. I'm still sick, but a little better than last time. So I had this friend, his name's C, and he wanted to go to the end. Because I would assume that he was getting bored. Like, he was getting bored, he had nothing else to do. And I was like, no. Because you're only asking that because you're getting bored of the server, and going to the end is the only thing that you want to do. Like, you want to do for the rest of the time that you want to be on the server. So I say no. And he's like, why? And I'm like, yeah, I explain it in pretty much that way. And this all happens through Discord DMs. We go back and forth about how I like trying to convince him about the philosophies that I learned about Minecraft worlds, about, you know, going to the end too early in a world is like not a good thing. And he's not too happy with the fact that I'm telling him this. And he's not really like trying to hear me out. He just really wants to go to the end because he has nothing else to do. And you know, by the time I'm having this little back and forth with him, like I built my own stuff. Like I've built like a library, somewhat, built my house, built a trading hall for the villagers that he gave me. And yeah, so we're not really cool after this in terms of like playing Minecraft together, because he like completely isolates himself away from me every time we play on the server. And you know, as I've said before, it kind of ruins the point of playing Minecraft together when you're not even near each other. So eventually he quit the server. Like the server had just gone past like the 1,000-day mark, which is honestly the longest I've ever played on the world, if I'm being totally honest. That is the absolute longest that I've ever played on the world, and that's an accomplishment. That's a major accomplishment, man. So by the 1,000-day mark, I messaged him and this other guy that was playing on the server with us, kind of just as a guest, and he didn't really like play at all. I messaged him that, hey, I've decided to finally open the end because I feel like the world has been out for long enough. And they don't even really show up for when the end actually opens. The server we're on eventually dies after, you know, I beat the end, I build all this stuff, and then I realize that nobody's getting on anymore. That's when it dies. And once again, I'm heartbroken by the fact that I don't have anyone to really share my interests with. And I think that's, you know, I think that's the loneliest someone can be. Like you can have all these friends, like all these people surrounding you, but if no one shares your ideals or shares your interests, like you're still lonely. I would say that. Maybe people will disagree, maybe not, but that's just how I think. If you stay to this point, then I really appreciate that. Like so anyways, I left this friend group simply because I just didn't belong there anymore. So yeah, that's one of my stories when it comes to Minecraft. I do have this other story, but you know, maybe for another time. Like how long has it gone by now? You know, I think I can actually conclude that as episode 1, because I'm not trying to do anything too insane or anything too long. Like, I just wanted to, you know, make my first video, get my first introductions going. Like, trust me, so much more is gonna happen in episode 2. Like, it's gonna be way more than yapping, way more than me, like, telling you life stories, but yeah. If you did enjoy that, little yap session, little introduction, if you kind of believe in my personality, even though I haven't really shown you that much, if you like what you've seen, please subscribe. That would be so very appreciated. And yeah, that's episode 1. I will be, as I said, I will be doing so much more in episode 2. It will be way more than just me breaking dirt and just talking about stuff. And yeah, see ya.